Let's go on to the next section, which is the flows. Actually, in Keyword Planner, there are two flows, two ways to go into that, and one of them involves an import function. So if you're working with a different tool, or if you have legacy keywords on external files, then you're covered because you can bring those in. I personally work only with Writer-Zen, so I have all my keywords are internal because my keyword lists are internal because I generate them inside Writer-Zen. But can you walk us through the two different flows, the two different ways to use Keyword Planner?
Yeah, so I think we'll go with the first flow. That will be internally. So internally, as you can see, you can go to a Keyword Explorer, simply type in your keyword. Sorry, tiny
Tiny house.
tiny house, for example. You set your location, you set your language, and then you click search. And I kind of did one already here. Again, very similar. I think I'm sure you all kind of already see this graphic. You can look at some of the trends. Oops, something's wrong with the trend. A little bit bugs there. But as you scroll down, you'll be able to see the list of keywords. As you see here, it's a very big niche. It's not just simply a small niche. The 2.5 million is huge. And then the amount of keyword that we suggest, this inclusive of both keyword explore, Google keyword database and Google suggest Google keyword suggest database. And from here, the goal here is to really sort out the list of keyword that you want to target. And from there, you kind of build into a cluster. Now that the cluster speed get really fast, I typically would just go with all keyword, and then you kind of figure out the filtering system from there, from Keyword Planner, because it works so well for me and my flow. So I would go directly click on cluster. If you don't like that, you can do some filtering here. Let's say I want all the keywords that minimum have to be 50 search volume. You click apply, and now the amount of, if you click on this button over here, you'll see that the keyword dropped to about 1,600. If you click on cluster, we'll show you two options. Either you can just cluster selected, which is a selected amount of 1.6 thousand, or you can cluster all, which is 4,825. It works when, particularly when you utilize all this filter, and each time after you finish the filter, you click on here, the number change again. And when you click on cluster again, you'll see cluster selected or cluster all. So that's one of the way for you to go directly to cluster. I typically will go to cluster all, and I'll do most of my filtering over there, and I share with you a little bit of my own way of working on a niche after we go to Keyword Planner. So we click all, and when you click on all, we'll show you a pop-up screen. From this pop-up screen, we'll show you a few options to set up. The first is clustering level. So I was just like me sharing with you earlier. The clustering level means that you want to group keyword with how many similar URLs in the search result. Three means three similar URLs. So you will group keyword with three similar URLs in the search result together. I will usually with this kind of group, I'll go with five because it has so many keywords. A lot of group of keywords where it's more niche, when you have maybe just 1,000 keywords, maybe you will go with less like URLs, for example, three, so that you can have more cluster to work with and more cluster to work on. Then you set up the name of the cluster, tiny house, US, for example. That'll be one of the way. You click activate, and will bring you to the screen of Keyword Planner, right? And you will bring it to this part over here, and it will load up the screen. It will you have a loading screen for about a few minutes, and then you can kind of go make your coffee and then come back, and it's probably already there. We'll show you this view, and that's how you access from the first flow. The
Okay,
second flow,
just to
yes, sir.
recap. Sorry, just to recap on that, just to make it clear for everyone. So when you're clustering your keywords in Keyword Explorer, you got the data screen where it's processing the data, and when it finishes clustering, it will automatically take you to Keyword Planner. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to click anything. You're already on Keyword Planner. It naturally moves you to the next tool, which is
Yeah.
where you're going to start making the decisions.
Yeah, you will be notified on our notification center, and we'll also send you an email notified you that the clustering is done. In case if you are out and about, you want to do something else, so we notified you in those two ways. All right. So then the second way you can do is actually import keyword. So we just update also our import factor. First thing is you set up the project name, tiny house, choose your location and language, as I see over here. Then you can click on import. So either you can import from our function keyword list, where you save the keyword list from somewhere else. Let's say you search tiny house, you search how to tiny house, you search tiny big house, and then you group all of that into a single keyword list. You can actually import that list from here. Second way you do it is import from file. We now support let me see, support, we support TXT or XLSX file, which is Excel file. Ensure size less than two megabyte. I'm sure most files like this would be 2 megabyte. Click on it. I have an example here. You click on the file itself, click open, which will automatically will actually check out all the columns. So you just go to the columns of your file that say keyword, because a lot of time if you use SEMrush or you use Ahref, you have a file now that have so many different columns of your export, right? So you just need to choose the column that contain your keyword. Click on it. You click import. You delete the column name, and that's it. The list of keyword already in, and then the same thing happened. You set up your cluster level. Five, you can activate golden filter directly from here as well, so make it a lot easier for you to do filtering later. And that's it. Click add, and it will bring you to the same screen, loading screen, and then bring you to the Cube Planner screen.
Fantastic, fantastic. And while we're here, this is a perfect perfect entry into the next section, which I wanted to talk about the actual labeling. So within the keyword planner, and as I said earlier on, we now have insights alongside the traditional metrics. And as I just mentioned, this is where I now make all my decisions. I used to make my decisions in Keyword Explorer. I'd filter all my keywords and I go, yeah, I'm going to go for those. This tool has just changed the game. It's moved the decision making from Keyword Explorer to here, because now I can actually see the real market. I can, at the keyword level, I can see the insights, but I can also step back and look at the topic and cluster level, and I get a real view of the market, of what's going on, whether most people are searching for a particular type of search or not, and that helps me decide whether something is viable, I should go after something, or maybe not. So this is like the control center for me now, this tool.